Peter, on the heels of last week's breakout spectacular episode of Crappy or Scrappy, we're going to play another game this week about the NHL, and it's called Frosty or Feisty. So we're going to take a look at 4 teams, and you're going to decide whether they're just too cold to ever do anything, they're frosty, they're no good, or if they're a little bit feisty and could make some noise this season. Sound good?
Sounds cool, Jordan, is what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. All right. So let's start with maybe the most interesting team in this bunch, the Nashville Predators. They are 16 games into the season. They are 5-9 with 2 overtime losses, 12 points. Peter, are the Predators frosty or feisty?
They have been terrible so far, but I think they are feisty. Look, there's a stat in hockey called PDO. And what it basically does is add a team's shooting percentage together with its save percentage. And you'd think, well, you might think maybe those are just 2 indicators of quality and the higher teams just do better. Both of those stats actually regress to the mean a lot. Both of those stats have a lot of noise and a lot of luck in them. And that's why you have to amass puck control. You got to keep the puck. You got to amass your chances rather than relying on your shooters or your goalies to do all the work. Nashville is dead last in the league in PDO. And they're last in 5-on-5 shooting percentage. This is stuff that's going on there that's going to regress to the mean. Look, if you look at their goals and their goals allowed compared to what their expected goals and goals are allowed, in other words, where they're shooting from, how close, the angles, and where they're allowing shots, there's a -20 gap between their goal differential that they've posted and what they should have. Jordan, they haven't even played 20 games. I mean, that is an incredible, horrible, unsustainable number. So, look, they're going to get better just by bouncing back up to the middle of the pack.
Well, and the other thing is there's reasonable explanations for why they've started slow. They made a whole bunch of big offseason acquisitions.
Yeah.
Steven Stamkos, Brady Shea, Jonathan Marchessault. But, yeah, we shouldn't, as poorly as they've played, we shouldn't give up on this team yet. Peter, how about the Montreal Canadiens? They are through 16 games, also have 12 points. Frosty or feisty?
I think they're just frosty. Look, if you look at their scoring chances, they're 29th in the league in scoring chances versus scoring chances allowed. They have the 4th worst expected goals allowed. They've given up 11 more goals and 17 more goals than they've scored, which is worse than it should be. But their expected goal differential is still -11. They're just not generating chances at the rate that they're giving them up, and that's not a good combination.
Yeah, I mean, you did mention, you sort of glossed over the fact that their goal differential above expected is -6.6 at 5-on-5 and -5 overall. So they have been a little bit unlucky. But I'm with you. Even with better luck, this is not a great team. So, yeah, Frosty is the right call. How about sticking in the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia Flyers, 14 points through 16 games, Frosty or feisty?
No, look, I just talked about PDO and how Nashville's the worst in the league. Philadelphia's 31st in the league. There's reasons to think they've been extremely unlucky. They've given up 43 goals. Their expected goals allowed is only around 30. So there's been bad luck there. But Jordan, as you know, there's also this thing called Corsi in hockey, right? Which is you look at everything the team's doing to keep the puck on the ice. Their shots, their misses, their block shots. If you look at Corsi for and Corsi against, Philadelphia is 27th. They just don't possess the puck enough to be anything except frosty. They're going to stay
I'm going
bad.
with feisty, Peter. I'm going with feisty again.
Just because of their bad luck? Just because of their bad luck? Yeah, but
their goal differential above expected is -15 at 5-on-5. That's hugely bad luck for a team that's only won 2 fewer games than they've lost. Plus, how can you not call a team feisty whose mascot is gritty? Feisty by definition. So sorry, they're not frosty yet. Flyers, feisty.
Is gritty? What's gritty ice? What's like they're like dirty ice is what the Flyers are.
All right, last and not least, especially in the standings, but you're intrigued by this team, the Boston Bruins. They have 16 points in 16 games. Peter, frosty or feisty?
Jordan, I don't think they're feisty anymore. I think their puck possession stats are terrible. They're 23rd in the league in Corsi percentage. They're allowing a lot more shots than they're taking. They're a huge free agent signing, Elias Lindholm, who they gave a 50 million. I hate attaching players to their salaries, but Jordan, this guy got a $50 million contract. He's got 2 goals and 7 assists in 16 games. He's -1 on the ice. I mean, that just hasn't worked out. And their goaltending's been terrible. I mean, Swayman, he signed another big contract 2 days before the regular season started. He wasn't in camp, and he's got an .884 save percentage. Jordan, they're 30th in power play percentage. They're 24th on the penalty kill. Where
Okay,
are they good? Where are they
that's
good?
all. Well, that's all well and good, but and I know they've been outscored by 12 goals, but they're
Yes,
still 500. So that, by
right.
definition, means they've been feisty. If they were truly frosty, they'd be like 4-8. They're not.
Feisty implies some sustainability of pluck that lasts through the season, not just being lucky enough to stumble to a 500 record. Plus, of course, Jordan, this is a team that was the regular season points champion 2 years ago and scored posted 100 points regularly. They're going to be down near 500. That's frosty.